Hi guys, I'm Darren here and welcome to this particular video on my YouTube channel. Now, I've read this particular Forbes article, and the article it's a very helpful one, especially to help clarify for public speakers what the main purpose and motivation is behind the public speaking endeavors. And in this particular article, there are 10 questions which helps the public speaker gain some kind of clarity. And I thought that these 10 questions are very insightful, they're interesting, and I'm going to create this 5-part video series where I'm going to answer 2 questions per video and share with you my take and my responses to these questions. Now, my vision would be to help many people unlock that public speaking potential within them, as many people as practically possible. And why do I say so? Because many a times when we talk about conflicts, many a times when we talk about violence, when we talk about economic disharmony, all these are reasons, all these are phenomenon, all these are things that we see precisely because individuals, especially the key stakeholders, might not be able to communicate those ideas well enough, and more importantly for the recipient to use the right canons of interpretation to interpret the right form of communication. So effective communication is not just about speaking. My vision is to empower and unleash the potential within each and every individual as practically as possible. The effective communication prowess within both in terms of the speaking as well as the listening and the interpretation. So who's going to benefit as a result of this particular vision? Many individuals, whether they are individuals who are striving to champion an environmental cause, individuals who are trying to build an economic pathway and to help a country grow stronger and better, individuals who are trying to fight for social injustice, or individuals who are just trying to reconnect with loved ones. They'll find it so useful on all these levels. But who are the people that are going to suffer? I think the people that are truly going to suffer would be individuals with a very self-limiting mindset. That the moment I get all these techniques and systems and strategies from Darren and his team, I would not want to share it with anyone else. This is an old mentality, just like in the past where you see some Chinese Kung Fu master, where the Kung Fu master will only share 90% of his or her skill, and then the disciple will only take the 90%, and the disciple, when he or she builds his or her own arsenal of skills, share only the 90% of that 90% that he acquired, and therefore you see that there's an eventual dilution, there's an eventual reduction in terms of the skills. But the moment we start to share as abundantly and as generously as possible, we see that the pool gets bigger and bigger, and people, even the disciples, will be able to build upon and innovate on those existing skills. So what truly motivates me to do what I do is the kind of impact that I can create for others. Many people ask me, Darren, why did you give up the job or your profession as a full-time professional lawyer? When you have studied so many years, you've studied 4 years for your bachelor's, 1 year for your master's, and to go through 1 year before you get called to the bar as an official and qualified lawyer of the Republic of Singapore. Why is it that you chose to give up that profession and become a full-time professional speaker? I have huge respect for the legal profession, and I think that these people, lawyers, are doing a great job in fighting social injustice. Personally, I like law. But if you don't ask me what truly makes me happy and jumps out of bed every single morning to do what I'm doing, I would have to say professional speaking and public speaking. I don't see professional speaking and public speaking as any less profession as compared to law. Likewise, I don't see being a teacher as any less good a profession as being a lawyer. Just take teachers for example. Teachers, one particular teacher, at one go, you can influence and impact the lives of 40 students. As a professional speaker, I see that effect being amplified many more times, where one particular presentation, one particular workshop, one particular speech can potentially motivate tens of thousands and maybe even millions of viewers, depending on how great that reach truly is. So that is what truly motivates me, placing the audience members at the #1 priority, hoping to make the world a better place and reaching out to a greater audience. I'll see you very soon in my next video series.